Over the last 10 years, video games have come on leaps and bounds in terms of graphics, gameplay, and connectivity. This has led to a new type of media which is popular among the youth of today: streaming. Websites like Twitch and YouTube have created a new way for fans to engage with their favourite players, and has led to people watching gamers like the rest of us watch sports on the TV. Why play yourself when you could watch someone else? But despite Twitch being the most popular streaming platform, Matt Salsamendi and James Boehm believed that there were still many improvements to be made, and despite being fresh-faced teenagers, decided to take on the established players. In this video, we'll explore the history of Beam, how Beam became Microsoft's Mixer, and how it no longer exists today, just 4.5 years after it launched globally. Here's how it happened. A 13-year-old Matt began building a server where gamers and friends could meet to play Minecraft, and a 15-year-old James had reached out to offer his help when he saw an advert for the hosting service. Together, they migrated the business into a data center, primarily because the setup at Matt's parents' house was too amateur for such a fast-growing company. In 2014, Matt even had to reset the servers from school, as there was no time to go home first. One time in the locker room after PE, I jumped into a locker to hide there because we couldn't have phones at school, so I took out my phone and restarted the server to get it back online. With the business beginning to take off, Matt dropped out of school to work full-time, growing the fledgling company as their server hosting business quickly pivoted to become a streaming platform to take advantage of one of the latest trends in gaming. As their users grew to 20,000 per month, they believed they could succeed, and in January of 2016, they released Beam. The reason behind the name was because it used faster than light latency to create the best real-time user interaction. In that same year, they won TechCrunch Disrupt in New York, an annual tech startup contest, winning the pair $50,000. After Microsoft Ventures heard about the service, thanks to this public success, they acquired Beam due to the growing popularity of the sector, which gave Microsoft a slice of the pie. Despite the founders being saddened to sell their shares in the business, they thought that Xbox aligned perfectly with wanting to make gaming more social and fun, and that they had the resources to take the business to the next level. Microsoft then decided to rebrand the platform to Mixer to take it global and engage with a much wider audience. Once Microsoft took Mixer global, they integrated it into Xbox and Windows 10, released a companion app in Mixer Create, and allowed users to co-host 3 streams at once. Mixer took off partly because it bridged the gap that existed on YouTube and Twitch, being that gamers and viewers could watch and chat at the same time, with no lag or lack of real-time chat like you would have seen on YouTube. It means viewers and gamers can share tactics which the player can then use instantly, which connects the two sides much more strongly than if there was a slight delay. Despite then having a high-end streaming platform to play with, Microsoft continued to go on the offensive, enticing Ninja and Shroud to join on an exclusive basis in deals that were rumoured to be in the tens of millions of dollars and led to elaborate trailers. Ninja even stated that one of his reasons for leaving Twitch, where he grew to fame, was because he felt he couldn't grow his brand outside of the gaming world, and felt the Twitch community was becoming more and more toxic, leaving him less interested in streaming altogether, and hence the switch. But we'll let you make your own conclusions as to why they actually switched to Mixer. You're probably thinking that this all sounds pretty successful so far. In 5 years, 2 teenagers created one of the most recognizable streaming platforms, sold it to Microsoft for worldwide attention, and then signed some of the biggest names in gaming. What could go wrong? Well, the company was unraveled pretty quickly. The 2 founders, Matt Salsamendi and James Boehm, left the company in October 2019, and by summer 2020, Microsoft announced that the inability to scale the product successfully due to a late start against their competitors meant that they were shuttering the bright startup rather than pour more money in without guarantee of success. 30 days later, and it ceased to exist. The tech giant entered into a strategic partnership with Facebook Gaming, transferring watchers to the Facebook site and offering Microsoft gift cards to people with outstanding balances and subscriptions. The exclusive gamers were released to join their platform of choosing, with Ninja returning to his 14 million and now 15 million strong Twitch audience, and Microsoft shifted the IP and the Mixer team into their Teams division to use the low latency Beam software to improve the quality and interactivity on their communication tool. With Microsoft choosing Facebook, they'll likely set themselves up for a successful rollout of their xCloud streaming service, where gamers can immediately play games on their phones and tablets in a bid to reach 2 billion players worldwide. And for Matt Salsamendi and James Boehm, they'd already cashed in when selling the business to Microsoft, but unfortunately for them, their startup was just used as one of Microsoft's experiments. And that's how it happened. Thanks for watching.